is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Florida. And today our question comes to us from Reverend Gary. And Reverend Gary asks if I could speak to the nature of initiation. And of course, in answering this question, my first consideration is not what should I say, but rather how can I limit my comments to the format that I'm speaking in. Because initiation is a very wide topic and there's a great deal one could say about it. However, I think that what I would first say about it is the nature of initiation is that of an energetic attunement, whose purpose is to expand the consciousness. Some traditions believe that this energetic attunement can only be delivered by someone who's already had it. Others believe that this energetic attunement comes from deity and does not require an external agent to pass it. And those who hold these two different views often strongly disagree about them, but they also both often have perfectly good results. And I personally come from the second point of view, that initiation comes to you from deity and not from an outside source, though an outside source can facilitate it. But I think that it is very easy to see, if you know large numbers of people who've had initiations, that it isn't the ceremony that makes the difference, it's the energy. And that energy comes from deity, in my opinion. And what does that energy do? Well, it can vary, and it varies a lot with the person's own nature and situations, how it will manifest. But in effect, I find that most often initiations will bring to the fore whatever needs to be corrected in the person's life. Sometimes this can be a fairly gentle process if they're already well adjusted in their lives. Other times it can be almost shattering if they have many things they don't want to deal with. And of course, like a Saturn return, it will be traumatic or not, depending upon whether you accept the changes or fight against them. And second-degree initiations in particular are notorious for, quote, blowing people up. And very often, people who've had that initiation can have difficulty in holding themselves in a good centered place. And this is why teaching, grounding, releasing, centering, etc. are very, very important. And they don't become less important, but more important the farther you go in the path. If you're well grounded and centered, then these effects will be very positive. And truly in all cases they're positive, but sometimes, again, they're more gentle and sometimes they're more traumatic. And that depends again on the degree to which you are grounded and the degree to which you cooperate with the process. If you fight against it, it will be much harder, but that's always true with spiritual lessons. So the final thing I'll say about initiation is that in describing this, it is in effect a spiritual lesson. It will intensify your spiritual lessons. And how you will feel about it depends again on how you react to it. Some people will not feel any traumatic adjustment at all, but will feel suddenly expanded. Others, because of this sudden expansion, will find themselves bumping against walls they didn't even know were there previously. And this is where a good teacher is very helpful, because they will help you to understand what's going on and what to do. Although sometimes as the teacher, all you can do is stand by and let the person go through it if they're not willing to accept guidance, which also sometimes happens. So these are a few of the considerations that go along with initiation. And I hope that you find these ideas helpful, they give you something to think about, and until next time, may you blessed be. Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from witchschool.com. Are you looking for the best in pagan and magical education? With more than 12,000 pages, witchschool.com is like having your own personal library with individual learning assistants to help you study. And Witchschool's Anyone, Anytime, Anywhere education system is available any place on Earth, anywhere you are and anytime you want it, as long as you have an internet connection. Witchschool's lifetime memberships are a great value. They really do last a lifetime. They've been there for years and they'll be there for years to come. So get your membership today at witchschool.com.